You
Better.
okay over there?
I'm better now.
Fantastic. Hello, everybody.
Hi,
My name's Matthew,
I'm Keith.
and this is, what is this again? What
Dookie Shorts.
is?
Can you read?
Right.
It's on my shirt.
It's a thing called the Shorts of Dookie. Welcome, everybody. It's we did miss a episode due to
I'm sure you guys were just furious.
yes, and devastated.
The ones of you. I got so many harsh emails. Did we check our email?
I did not.
Is our Twitter page blowing up?
No. We still have exactly 0 followers on Twitter.
Oh, good. That's how many we need.
That's
Thanks,
100%.
Elon. Probably blocked our account
Yeah, he knew that we would destabilize the internet.
and the economy. All in one
just
failed
by
Dookie
ourselves.
Short swipe.
It's because of the amount of flowage out of the shorts that the Dookie would have done.
It's a lot of flowage.
Okay, so we missed last time because we went on a road trip, did we not?
We did, and so I think it's going to be worthwhile that we missed it. Hopefully, you guys enjoy what we found. But yeah, it should be a fun little endeavor. We had a nice little road trip. We took a lot of photos and video. We're not going to do the video because we're not sure how music is going to affect. We don't want YouTube to shut down. Not that we're worried about all the cash pouring in, but we don't want YouTube to like silence the videos and then you wouldn't be able to hear them. So we'll probably post the video we'll put something together and put that on Facebook and
Discord. Yep.
But so we have a slideshow of our wonderful trip, and then we haven't really looked through these that much either, so we'll be able to kind of talk it through with you as we go through.
Just now realized that this isn't going to work particularly well for me because I can't see what's on the screen.
Yeah, but you, like our listeners, will just have to listen to my sultry voice explain what the photo is.
This is actually a very good. If you can explain it to me, then everybody on the audio only can at least understand as well.
Enjoy.
So
can
if
just
you
take
are,
it in. I'm telling you what, every pixel.
Okay, that might be too many.
All right, we're going to try to stick to about an hour. We'll give you every third pixel. We'll see if that'll be enough to get the point
so
across.
Can you see? Yes.
Not really. There's a chair in my way, but that's all right. There we go. I can see.
I mean, you just need to see the left screen.
Oh, yeah. I don't have to see that one. All right.
That's what's going to be advanced.
That's
so
what's
you can.
Oh, and
we
the
can. I can.
advanced, so the advanced might work. As you guys might know from the
Theoretically.
last time we did this,
Listen,
the
they don't
advanced did
actually-
not work.
They don't actually need to know that I accidentally turned off the stream 3 times.
At least.
No, it was 3 times. I counted. I was there.
So we've got a little pad here. What's that called?
It's called a Stream Deck.
Stream Deck, and it works great
When it
if
works.
it's set up properly. And we started the stream and then didn't move the mouse off of that. And so every time we pushed the button, it started and stopped the
Yes.
stream.
So
We're
basically,
professionals.
I hotkeyed the space bar like an idiot to the button on the Stream Deck to advance the slide, which
Worked.
theoretically, I mean, it did work.
That worked
But it also started and stopped the stream 3 times.
every single time.
Yeah.
It had to be more than 3 times.
It was literally only 3 times because we had 5 pictures.
Oh, that makes sense. There was only 5 pictures that whole time. Okay.
This was the SL1
I know. Yeah, it was the SL1 one, but I just SL1
episode.
episode.
The episode dedicated to SL1.
Yes, SL-1.
Whoa.
So this time we've made sure not to do that.
Yeah. So, well, realistically, I don't think it's possible.
We're not live this time either, so we can't
Knock on wood.
stop and start the live stream.
I could stop.
but
and
we
start
could stop and start the
recording.
recording. So don't.
I'm gonna try not to do that. Okay. So what we're gonna do? What was this like? Whoa.
Pardon
bro.
me. This is good beer.
It is very good beer. I wish you hadn't thrown away the cans. We could have told people what we were drinking. Elegant. Very well done. This is what we're drinking. Maybe you could use some words.
I can't read. I'm facing you.
This is a Fat Pug Oatmeal Milk Stout, brewed with pride in Chicago for good folks everywhere. So other than the Chicago part,
Yeah. Did they win today? I don't even know.
I think they lost.
It was a tight game with Atlanta.
So Maplewood is the brewing company.
Maplewood.
That doesn't make any sense at all. But it's a very good beer, honestly.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Fuck Chicago, but this is a good beer.
Good beer. Yeah, I mean, they got to do something, right?
That's fair. What is like 6 million people live in Chicago area?
I mean, some of them are from Wisconsin.
That's a good point. Chicago is like basically Wisconsin South.
Yeah, South Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay, so what did we do? What was this?
Well,
a month ago?
No, this was like
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, if that. We only missed one 2 weeks ago, so it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right, and I switched this week.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
My
just
bad.
a couple weeks ago.
My bad, yo.
Yeah. So what we did is we had the first episode on the Hodag.
Uh-huh. Nobody can see you.
Hodag.
Keith is wearing his Hodag hat, which we
Nobody
purchased.
can see you. Yes, Matthew actually purchased it for me. He's a gentleman and a scholar.
Neither one of those is true.
Hey, I got a hat out of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
If all I have to lie to get it, that's fine.
Cheers.
All right, so we decided after that first episode, everybody enjoyed the Hodag, and the Hodag is not terribly far from us, that we would take a little road trip to see if we could find the Hodags.
Up to Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Rhinelander, Wisconsin. So what did we do? We went on the fantabulous Chambers website. Hold on.
Okay, we're not switching yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
And we said, hey, you guys got any Hodags? And they're like, hell yeah, we do. We got 31 of them. And I was like, sweet. That sounds like they had a map. They had an interactive map that we thought would be awesome.
Fucking sucked.
And we'll get to that. But and it was like, sweet. And it had the location of all of them and it had a picture of them. And we're like, we're going to go out. We're going to see if we can find all these bad boys. And so this is what we decided to do. So this is us in the picture here.
Okay, not yet. Now.
Well, you said I could see the picture.
Now.
Oh, you
this
lied
is
to
kind
me
of
blatantly. Okay.
This is a little awkward because now my head is in front of my head.
Well, it's like a double entendre.
I'll try and be small.
Get small.
Get small, Matthew.
Get small, Matthew.
Okay.
So anyway, there we are. We're happy. We're thinking, hey, we know where these 31 Hodags are.
This is
not going to be a problem.
Right. We thought this was going to be a fun, easy road trip.
I don't
First
know
of
if you
all,
can tell, but we're smiling. I got a thumbs up.
Yes.
I probably should be paying attention to traffic. I'm definitely not. It was rainy as fuck, so I couldn't see anything anyways.
right. So we were basically driving by Braille either way.
Braille, yeah. Sonar, I don't know. We couldn't see shit. We picked the worst 24-hour period. I believe the next day after we got home, it was gorgeous out.
Yes.
We picked the worst possible time to go do this trip.
It was like high 30s or like low 40s or something.
Yeah,
it was cold.
chilly. It wasn't freezing. It was chilly.
It was cold. And it
worse
rained
because it rained.
the entire time.
It rained the entire
at
drive. It rained overnight. It rained the both days we were there.
At no point did it stop raining.
No, not at all. It let up occasionally.
Yeah. But it was drizzling or worse the entire time.
Yeah, as you'll see from the photos.
Okay, so this
Or
is
you won't,
us
'cause you're
on
listening.
the drive
This
up,
is a drive up.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah, good drive.
Other than Keith was definitely singing "Let It Go" to me on multiple occasions.
I sang more than that. I sang like crazy, which those will be on the Facebook page.
It was definitely an interesting experience
some
for
of
me.
them. Some. I don't think you got a lot of them.
I've not done many road trips with you.
You've done two.
Right. The first one, I don't remember. The second one, you sang "Let It Go" to me,
Will stay with me
and I'm
forever.
I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that.
Well, I know I felt
So
like I was on pitch.
here is the. Fuck yeah, it worked.
Oh shit. Okay, so one, yeah, the buttons worked. Two, this was the first Hodag we ran into. So if you don't pay attention to the straw hat and the lights in the background, what you'll see is a small green creature hanging upside down like a lizard from a bamboo stick of some kind. All right, this is obviously a plushie. This is not one of the 31.
No, we did not count this as one of our 31s.
No, but it is the first one we saw, and so we took a picture of it. So this is at our, I'm going to use quotes, hotel.
Listen, it was a very nice location. The location was
Location
fantastic.
was mint. Rooms were clean.
Yep.
What it was is, so we get there, and you can see like a motel setup. It's got like, not even many, like 4 or 5 doors. Right off the water, which we'll see in another picture. You could see the water. We couldn't see it when we got there because it was late. But there's a bar/restaurant. There's no office. The bar/restaurant had a little gold plaque on it that said office. And we're like, okay, so we'll go into the bar. The bar's slammed.
Fucking slammed. Standing room only, and you couldn't progress through the room.
Yeah, you could. Where we took this picture is at the door. We walked in the door, went 1 foot, and the bar is underneath those lights and to the left. And we're like, well, this is as far as we can go. And we're like, hey, it's a Hodag. We took a picture of it. But then we're also like, does anybody work here? Besides the bartender who has no time for us. we look into the back where there's people waiting to be seated.
Yeah.
And we see people who may or may not work there. They're not in uniforms.
No uniforms,
I mean,
no.
Nothing.
Yeah, it was
this
just
is northern Wisconsin.
Yep.
So Matthew meandered.
Well, we both pressed our way
couldn't
through the
see
crowd.
Me. I was behind you.
Correct. Okay, fair.
You were making a wave.
You
bullied your way through
correct.
these poor old folks that were trying to get
and when
a
we
fish
say
fry.
Old, they were real old, y'all. They were. I mean,
I think there was a mix, but I mean,
the average age of that bar went down by easily 40, 50 years when we walked in.
I think that wasn't the bar; it was the town.
That's also fair. We looked up some stats on this town. Not good.
Yeah, not great. I love the town, but yeah, the stats are not working in their favor.
Let's just say that its best days may have been behind it.
Yes, exactly. Unless some people decide to stay.
Yeah. But it was fantastic. We walked to the back of the... get a little too real. We walked to the back of the bar/restaurant, and
there was
we
like
just
a
sort
room
of...
in the back that was just seating. So it wasn't a big place. First off, it was not a big place.
Right. I mean, there were probably 30, 40 people in there.
Oh, yeah. Standing room only, yeah.
The bar was completely packed, and all of the tables were there were occupied and full. So we pushed our way to the back, and we saw somebody come out of like the back kitchen area,
which is just next to the bar. You can see it's all open.
Yeah, and she walked out, and I think you actually ended up saying, "We're here to check in," and she said, "Oh, hi, welcome," and handed us keys.
And they're like, "Here are your keys. You're in room whatever." I'm like, "Do you need my name?"
There was no transaction of information or anything.
She's just like, "Oh, here's your keys." Like she pulled them out of her pocket, like she'd been walking around with them all day.
So my guess is we were the one and only room.
There wasn't. There were other cars parked over inside of those rooms.
But
maybe they lived there.
Or we were the only ones that checked in that night.
That's
so it was like we were the only people that she was expecting to show up and say, "Hey,
it must have been."
It
was just the weirdest check-in process I've ever dealt with.
Yes.
And to be honest, I really wanted to eat or have a. So here's the other thing: we were like, sweet. One of the reasons I stayed here and got this hotel is it wasn't a hotel; it's like a resort on the water. Is technically what it was. And I was like, sweet. If we're gonna spend this money to stay overnight, let's get a resort on the water, which was cool. And I don't disagree with that. But we're also like, hey, it's got a bar. When we we'll look for some of these. We'll head back. We can drink here.
Because we did get there
out
relatively late in the day. I mean, it was 5, 6 o'clock or something like that.
It was dark because it's winter. But like we're like, oh, we've got a few hours. We can do our thing, have dinner, see if we can find a few of these Hodags, and then we'll go back and drink until we pass out. Because why not?
When do we discover the cutoff?
I don't remember if it was there. I think it was there because the bar closed. So we found out. We asked how late the bar was open. That's when.
Yes.
And they didn't explain it to us, but they said like 9.
Yeah.
And I was like,
"This is a Friday night.
It's a Friday night fish fry. They're slammed. It's between 5 and 6 o'clock, and I'm like, you guys are closing in a couple of hours, and I was like, that's weird. And then
we both like took note of it. That seems like an early close time.
Yeah.
But there was no. This is everywhere. Closes at 9.
Exactly. I think we realized it when we got to the restaurant because then we started looking up places and everything was closed at 9. I was like, why are these places closing at 9?
Let's try not to get too far ahead of ourselves.
So this is the place that we pulled up. And if you look straight forward, you'll see the word lounge with a tree. And right to the left of that tree
underneath the left palm of the tree,
it says office.
You can't really make it out, but
you can't make it out, but that's where it's at.
Tiny.
So what we're looking at is a wood-sided building with lots of Christmas lights, a palm tree, and an open sign.
I mean, it was a beautiful little place.
They did a great job with it. Yeah, and I have no complaints about the place itself. It's just the office situation was weird. It was just unusual. But yeah, it was nice.
You can tell that their money making was not from the hotel rooms.
Not this time of year, at least. No. It's definitely the bar that closes at 9. All right, so this is a picture of my bed. They made
a beautiful little...
This is a little double swan or a heart. I'm not sure if it's 2 swans kissing.
I'm actually a little disappointed there wasn't a Hodag.
That would have been harder.
Should have been green. Green towels.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if this is a heart or if it's 2 swans. Either way, there's
maybe it is
towels leaning against each other in a heart / swanny looking fashion. Maybe they're pythons. I don't know.
Yep.
But I was excited. I have a smile on my face.
It was beaming.
So that was my bed. Matthew failed at everything. There it is.
There we go.
So here's an outside shot. We took a picture right before we totally lost the light where you can kind of see the lake through the pines. We were up on top of the hill.
I was actually surprised when I went back because it was dark when I took this picture.
Oh, this is way brighter than it was when we were there.
I'm surprised. I used my iPhone for most of this stuff, and I was just surprised. I was genuinely surprised at the quality of some of the evening night shots.
Yeah, it did a really good job. I'm not an iPhone fan, but that does take a nice picture.
And I'm not like genuinely. I wouldn't normally endorse the camera on the iPhone, but in these situations, it was doing well.
Yeah.
You can see the water out in
the wrong way. It's over here. We're backwards again.
Why
does this keep flipping?
Nothing has changed.
I was doing this before and it worked.
You convinced yourself the first time because that's how it was the first time. So now you have to relearn it.
I don't like it.
And change is not your friend.
Anyways, there's some water back there. We never actually went and saw it.
No, we were too busy.
There's Matthew's bed.
My bed.
Just so you know, it's the same blanket as my bed. It's a different bed. All right? Don't get any weird ideas. Matthew and I are friends, but we're
not that close.
All right, so he's in a different room. The best part about this room is these doors on the left-hand side of the bed are locked.
Yes.
Well, the ones that you can see here are open. That's the closet.
Yeah.
There's another set next to the refrigerator that you can kind of see that have locks on them because there's like a kitchenette behind there.
You could like upgrade your room to
you could pay extra to get these locks taken off so that you could have a stove and a microwave.
Neither one of us knew this going into it, but my night's rest was lackluster.
I slept great.
He slept like a baby.
He picked the room.
This is whatever. There was no fighting over it or anything, but the refrigerator
needs a new compressor.
Yes, it was running nonstop the entire night, and it kept turning itself on and off.
Like the door was open.
Yeah, and it was bad. Like I can sleep through just about anything, but
and to be honest, it wouldn't have bothered me at all. Like I would have slept right through that. But yeah, it was kicking on off. There was also a coffee maker in this room, which again, another reason I should have probably taken that room because I would have used the coffee maker. But the bathroom was in my room, so that was nice. And the TV was in my room. So you didn't have a TV in your room, did you?
So the thought process for me of why I picked that room was because I could close the door and the bathroom area was attached to his room. And y'all probably don't know this about Keith.
I mean, you probably do if you're listening to this because you probably know us.
That's fair. Keith is stanky.
Yeah.
As fuck.
Yeah.
Like real bad. So the entire thought process was I can seclude myself in this back room, close the door.
With no escape.
There was a window.
There was a solid 1.5 gap underneath that door. It was not stopping the smell.
I know that now. At the time, when we were picking rooms, I did not know that. So I legitimately thought I could like grab, throw towels or something and like put those under. But no, the stink came through.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And if I remember correctly, right before you went to bed, you relieved yourself in my room and then closed the door.
I don't remember that, but it's possible.
And yeah, so that was after we had a couple of drinks. But yes, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, because we came to find out that it's a dry county after 9.
Entire county closes after 9 o'clock, essentially.
Which is hot garbage, but we did go find a liquor store.
We collected some liquor before it went dry.
Yeah.
And we also had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
This is Keith's bed.
So there's another picture of my bed.
So it is the same. Is it the same?
Yeah, it's got little bears on it.
That's fair.
It's got bears and deer
But the walls are different. That's how you know.
All right, the walls are different.
There we go.
That's fair. I have a painting with ducks in the background.
It was glorious. And then we went out to dinner.
So we did skip over the fact that we stopped at the liquor store between here and there. Apparently, we didn't take any pictures at the liquor store.
I did not take any pictures.
We did stop and get some alcohol because at this point in time, we realized, okay, everything's closed at 9. Let's stop. We grab some beer.
I don't think at this point, I still don't think we found that out at dinner when they said they closed at 9 o'clock, and we started putting 2 and 2 together.
I guess I thought we found it out at the liquor store, but I don't know that we asked her.
Yeah,
no, that's
we
possible.
just bought
some beer and stuff. Okay, so that's fair. So then we found out there's a dinner place here that had really good reviews.
Yeah, we looked it up on Yelp or something.
Yeah, it's a German restaurant, Big Shock in Wisconsin, and I don't even think we knew that there was a Hodag there. Or no, we did. I think we did know that.
Once we sort of like looked into it, we put 2 and 2 together. We pulled up the map, the interactive map
on the chambers.
And we found out that there's like
Rhinelander.
6 or 7 downtown. And we decided before we went out to dinner that, okay, what our goal is, we're going to go get dinner, have a good time, and then, get the core downtown.
Yeah, because we knew a lot of them were going
Hodags.
to be driving around the outside of town. So we're like, let's grab a handful of these tonight. And so this dinner place had one. We come to find out it had more than one, but
It had 3,
it has 3. Yeah, but this is the only one we saw. This is the back of the
This
building.
is like the back of the building. Yeah, the back
This
door,
is-
back of the building.
This is
where
the
parking lot
Chief
is.
Hodag.
Chef Hodag.
Chef Hodag. My bad. Chef Hodag.
Chef Hodag.
And I was very excited.
Because he's chefing.
I guess he's got a spoon.
He's got a ladle.
He's got a ladle.
Would you call that I'd call that a ladle.
All right, so I want to point out right here, if the Hodag was this size,
Yes. I'm giving it like
my
a 3.
scale would have gone up from what I
Really?
was thinking. Not look like this, but was this size.
Okay.
We were talking about like a large raccoon
Interesting.
/ dog. This is the size of a mountain lion. Like this is
That's all
huge.
fair, yeah. So like in my head when we were talking, I was picturing more approaching the Chamber of Commerce one. Not quite
Well, no,
that big.
if it was
one's
that
fucking
size,
massive.
that's a fucking dinosaur. Like,
right.
fuck
But
that
in my
thing.
head it was like black bear. Like
yeah. No,
big.
this is very much like the size of a lion
Yeah.
or a large, cheetah, something like that. But with
Big dog.
giant claws, but like super aggressive. Now he's smiling, I think,
He's
more than anything
adorable.
else. Yeah, it's very cute.
These Hodags are cuddly.
Yeah, most of these are made of, not porcelain,
Fiberglass.
fiberglass, and I'm assuming
This is
somebody,
not helpful.
This is it's helping me. It's not for you. Fuck you. This is for me. I have to assume at some point in time either the chamber or like somebody did an art installation and like we're gonna make a bunch of these. But strangely, as you'll find out, they belong to people, and they're not always in the spots you think. So I don't understand how it works,
Yeah.
or if individuals made it that are different. But they're all so similar that I feel
Right.
like somebody
I feel like the
made them.
same group or person designed them all
Yeah.
and then either sold them out or everybody paid into like a pot and he just made a bunch of them. Is sort
I
of
don't
like
know.
my
I've
guess.
never actually figured out that part out. But anyways, this was the first one. of
Chamber, if you're
31.
listening,
Yeah, fucking update your website.
that too, but also let us know because we're a big deal. There might be like 3 or 4 people that listen to this.
Yeah,
we
and
can update them.
in their inquiring minds, they want to know.
Realistically, it's just we want to know.
I
You
want
and
to know.
I would really like to know.
Hit me up. All right, what else we got? We went in and had
Dookie
some
Shorts
dinner.
TTV@gmail.com.
Or Twitter.
You could be our first
Seriously,
follower,
just do
Chamber.
Facebook. It's the only thing we check.
The email I did check.
There's just
I have
nothing on
checked
there.
a couple of times. There was just nothing.
Well, just Dark. Dark was on there that one time.
Yeah, Dark hit us up.
Dark, we love you.
Yes,
We're gonna do one on the Gray Men, by the way.
eventually.
Yes, for sure.
It's on our list. Our list.
We'll check it out.
It's not actually. We don't have a list. We should probably have a
It's
list.
just the Gray Men. That's the only thing on the list.
So they had a really cool 2 bars that were kind of separated. One was
Yeah.
closed, so we
sat at that
sat
one.
at that one because
Because it wasn't
listen,
full.
this place was fucking
Again.
packed. Again.
80
The entire town of
80 years old
Rhinelander.
and older, they were all there. The entire town was at this place, except for the ones that were at the bar at our hotel, apparently. But this place was slammed again. At least 20 people waiting to be seated, but luckily they had 2 bars.
Yeah.
So they're at the one bar with one person working is full, and we're at the bar with nobody working, but we're able to walk over, get a drink, and go back and sit down and just wait. Which we waited at least a half hour.
Yeah, it was probably closer to 40
It
minutes.
probably
And
is.
I'm not, it wasn't like an uncomfortable wait or anything.
No, we were sitting at a bar having a beer. It was totally fine.
You had a beer. I had an old fashioned.
Old fashioned, yep.
Which was fantastic. They were it was good drinks. They had, what was it, 24? Is it on? Yeah, it's the 24 behind us. They had 24
this is
local
a brewery,
beers on.
technically. They were a brewery too, I believe, and they had their own beers. That's what I did not get. I got somebody else's beer that was delicious. I actually had one of their beers later that I didn't like that much.
Oh, that's right.
But that doesn't mean the brewery's bad. It just happened to be like, I think I got a porter both times, and the porter I'm drinking in this picture, as you can see from my smiling face, is delicious. The porter I got later was...
There was a flavor in the
was
second one that
something
was
that
just not
just-
quite right.
I had a few... I didn't even finish it, and that's saying something. Like, it just was not good. But I'm sure they've got 24 of them. They got some good ones up there.
This is the
the
menu.
menu.
Not really a lot to talk about. It was like they had a good selection of options. You know,
I mean, this is a supper club-esque type of place, but it was fish fry night. So like, they had a seafood buffet, and they had the fish fry, which you got the fish fry, and then I got the seafood buffet.
Right, and you had a couple of good fish options.
They still had good fish options. Yeah. Well, I had the baked options, which I don't like the crispy deep fried.
Which is a mistake.
I don't disagree. It's just I like baked fish.
That's fair.
It's real buttery and soft and delicious, and I like it.
Bro, this fried
was good.
Was
phenomenal. I had a piece. It was good. I mean, I don't dislike fried fish. It upsets my stomach after a while, so I'm like, I like the baked. Fair. But then I also had I
just push through that. I just deal with it.
Fair. I also had the shrimp with the noodles, and
wasn't there calamari or something too?
Yep, they had calamari. It was a good spread, and then they also
which is definitely you go to Rhinelander, Wisconsin for your calamari selection.
That's what I thought.
It's landlocked.
Dice those little rubber bands up and deep fry those bastards, and I'll eat them. Any red sauce fixes everything. Okay,
enough sauces. If we've learned anything from HelloFresh,
sauce makes all the difference.
Everything.
I've been doing everything wrong with my cooking.
Exactly,
I've done everything right, but make sauces apparently.
HelloFresh, hit us up if you're looking for a sponsor.
Feel free.
We could have probably 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, we will get you business. This is not a problem. Doesn't have anything to do with this show.
I'll cancel mine and then do it through the show.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
At least you have 1.
That's 2.
2. You got 2.
Hit us up. HelloFresh.
This was the fried fish fry.
I want some. I'm hungry right now.
I didn't take a picture. There was an all-you-could-eat salad bar and soup bar.
Yeah,
which you also had option. You could do that too.
We each got the salad bar, and you almost died at the salad bar, if I remember correctly.
Did I?
Yeah, that guy almost ran you over. Remember? He had to get in there to drop off soup. Bro, stat.
Possibly the lowest amount of personality from any person I've ever interacted with. The guy walks out with a dish with, it looked like a whipped yellow custard is what it looked like.
Yeah.
And he walked by me and was setting it down, and I said, "Oh, what's that?" And he said, "Cheese." And walked away. I'm like, I was kind of taken aback by
the way, you're not even giving it enough, oomph on the fact that he had no personality to his response. He was just like, "Jeez." He had been asked that question 400 times tonight,
which he
thought it was the most obvious thing that no one should be asking him. It was good cheese. I took it right after he left.
And
I laughed my ass off and then took that cheese. I was like, great, because that's what I was hoping it was. But he was just like, cheese. And then turned around and walked away.
No eye contact at any point. There was no acknowledging either of our existence. It was robotic. It was impressive how zero personality this guy had.
That was impressive.
That being said, fantastic experience.
Yeah, and great cheese.
Yeah, and the fish fry.
Oh, the soup was great too.
Yeah, I remember it being. So there was the white, the clam chowder, and then there was a broth.
Mushroom. It was a mushroom soup, which you don't like mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
It was like a cream of mushroom type of soup, but it was like a homemade, it was big chunks of mushroom.
Both of them were better than I expected.
Yes, exactly. I could have just got soup there and bread, and I would have been
honestly, yeah,
happy.
The bread seemed fresh-ish. I mean, it's not like they made it there, but
but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and like I said, the fish was fantastic. A++. And then after dinner, we went out the back,
we went out the front, which went to Main Street and found our second Hodag and our third Hodag.
Hell yeah!
So this place warrants 3 Hodags.
Which is interesting. I think that was the only place that we went that had multiple Hodags.
No,
am I wrong?
2 at a car dealership later.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But yeah, most places did not have multiple Hodags. If they did, it wasn't, which you'll come to see later, these type of Hodags.
Statues.
Now, that being said, these are the smaller versions. So
yeah, I don't know if these.
This is the size of the Hodag I was thinking. Yeah. A large raccoon, small dog size. This is what I based everything off of. Was in my head. This is the size of the Hodag. It's 3 to 4 feet long with the tail. It would maybe stand 2 feet tall off the ground on all 4s. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. 80 pounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And it definitely makes sense. It's the right size for what we're talking about. And these are not as cute and cuddly as they kind of have a bit of a snarl kind of going on.
But they have the same pose. They're on a log.
Let's go back to yours.
Oh, you can go back.
So he's sort of got a smile going on.
This guy he's a cheery fellow. He just left the pub and had a few beers. The other guy's just getting off a long day and he's trying to go get
he's
a few
in
beers,
line.
and that other guy's in his way.
Right. So he might eat.
He's like, who's this bald asshole
It's
next to me?
Hodag eating. Wow.
He's like, you're in my way to get a beer.
That was mean. It's bald by choice, sir.
I know. I shaved that head.
Fuck you. These people don't know that.
Oh, they know. I shaved that shit. He used to have a little like Superman curl.
It was a nice tuft.
It was a nice tuft. I'm not disagreeing with that.
It worked because I'm so tall. Nobody saw.
Gets to see it. That's fair. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
You should grow that shit back.
No. This is my life now.
Ball's
I'm happy with
beautiful,
it.
baby.
It works for me.
Ball's beautiful.
Yep.
So, anyways, we're real excited.
Yes.
So we started meandering through town.
There, was it 6? I think there were 6 or 7 total in downtown.
Supposedly.
Correct.
Supposedly 6 or 7 downtown.
We're
living in a world of chamber lies.
We went to all of the addresses. So the map has addresses, but you can't click on the address on the map, which was annoying as fuck. I was saying the address and you were putting it in your phone so that we could have
Walk
directions to find
and it would get us in the general ballpark. It would give us like an intersection, and we're like, this business doesn't exist on this.
Right.
So there were several the business didn't exist, nor was there a spot where the business could exist. Or we'd get to the business and there was no Hodag.
Right.
And we're like, what is happening?
When we were doing this the first night, we almost gave up on the map entirely.
Yeah.
Because it was
terrible.
I think we only had 2 or 3 hits. We had the 3 from the first one, and we were like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. This
is going to be great.
And then they were wrong.
All the other ones were
Every single other one.
So I think this one was on the map. So this was an aviation bar, it looked like. It was closed because, again, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we left the other bar like 8:30.
Or even a little later.
Maybe a little later. Yeah. So this place was closed, but as you can see in this picture, I'm pointing at a sign, which in person you could see is a Hodag flying a prop plane. Yep. So it's hard to see in the picture because the light is kind of skewing it. But so they have 3 of these lights that all have this Hodag on both sides, but then there's also, that's still me showing you another one.
There it is.
So then they have the same picture, which you can kind of see, but inside there's an actual Hodag. Now the place wasn't open, but we can see it through the window. So I was like, okay. They have one. It's another one of the slightly smaller ones.
We walked past this.
We didn't see it.
At least once before we acknowledged that it's inside the building.
Yeah.
We kind of went into this assuming that everything was outside of the location, which that's probably not a very smart thing to assume.
But all the pictures, that's not true. We knew some of them were inside because we knew some of the pictures pictures were inside, but we kind of thought most of these downtown were going to be outside. So this one was inside. We did find it. So this is
Plain Parts
4. This is number 4, Plain Parts Inc. Wish it would have been open. We could have stopped in and had a beer. I would have definitely done that. And there's Matthew also pointing at both of them.
Because I'm multifaceted.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a very dynamic individual.
Look at that. He's the size of that plane. He's like, that plane's coming in to cut your hair. It's like,
I don't have any hair.
You got facial hair.
Okay. Moving along. So we walked down towards the county hall.
County hall, that's right.
Because there was a Hodag out in front of that. And we happened upon this neat little, it's called the Little Free Hodag Pantry. And it's just one of those, neighborhood, if you have something extra, leave it there.
Donate
if
it.
you need something or whatever, you take it. And it was just a really cute example.
It made us stop and take a look and go, oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. It screams northern Wisconsin, kind of the Midwest nice thing.
Like this thing is not locked up. It's just free for people to drop stuff off. And if you need something, take it. It's awesome.
Yep.
So we took a picture of it.
Yep.
Plus it said Hodag on it.
And then after I took the picture, I stole everything.
I mean, we were hungry. Everything was closing at 9.
Correct. I was starving. After that dinner, I was still hungry.
Fish. So 10 minutes later, I was hungry.
Just to have it out there, I did not, in fact, steal everything. So if everything was missing, it wasn't me.
That was somebody else.
And then here is the county hall.
Look at that. That's a nice shot.
What was the name of this county? Oneida County?
Oh, I think it was Oneida, yeah.
Oneida County, yeah. So there's me chilling with the Hodag in front of the Oneida County
and it says,
hall.
All eyes are on the Hodag. Mm-hmm. So that's a good one. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. It was, we definitely
top
peaked
5.
Fairly early with this particular one.
For a while after that, we did. For a while. For the rest of the night. This was our peak that
This
night.
was the one part of the trip where it was not pouring. It was still sprinkling, but it was not like raining.
That's
so
true.
When we were walking around, we were enjoying the
It was
walk.
cold,
It was,
but not as rainy.
Right.
That's true.
So
it did rain more that night, but we had a slight
respite.
Yeah, it was still sprinkling on and off, but not bad.
It was a cool. It's a cool county hall. It was a very pretty area. The dome on top is gorgeous. Yeah. It's lit from the inside. It's like a green. Turquoise.
And apparently inside the building, and again, we're going to run into this a little bit. So we didn't actually find, I think, like 7 or 8 of the Hodags of the 31 that the chamber told us about from the list, because they're inside buildings that were closed. Not only the night, but they were closed during the day on the weekend.
You'll actually see several where we improvised.
We found 31.
Yeah.
We found 31, and we probably could have found more. We found more if you count some we found 31 good ones.
Yes.
But they weren't the 31 from the chamber for multiple reasons. One, several were inside, and 2, the chamber lied to us blatantly that they existed.
Right. And, we didn't count the first one. That was just
we didn't count that one.
There were plenty of,
little ones like that, drawings.
Yeah, the drawings and I think we did count one big drawing.
We counted one,
it's a mural.
Mural, yeah.
So moved on, and Keith is acting out the all eyes on the Hodag.
My eyes are on the Hodag, and he knows it.
Listen,
and he's looking away from me because he's ashamed.
Yes, I'll be perfectly honest. I did not interact with the signage particularly well.
Well, I will say that you touched most of the signage, and I tried to not touch the signage.
Yeah, well,
you were very handsy with the signage.
Fuck those bitches.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying.
I pay taxes. Not in Oneida or Rhinelander, but I pay taxes.
In Wisconsin. So I own this Hodag that is owned by an individual, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I don't know. Is that frowned upon? None of them said don't touch.
None of them said don't touch, except for the big one.
Did I touch that one?
Probably.
So I don't pay attention to rules.
You didn't climb on it.
There was definitely the no climbing one. I saw that.
That was the one. Maybe it just said no climbing. It said he was fragile.
I feel like leaning is not. Yeah, he's way too big to be fragile.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he's fragile, then they done fucked up.
I mean, emotions. I don't know.
Emotionally fragile?
Maybe he's just sad. Maybe he was killed off by Shepard.
You know why he's probably sad? Because he's not touched.
Yeah.
We need physical contact.
Come on, Chamber. Why you got to take away his love and support system? So anyways, I'm eyeballing him. Then we moved on.
Yes.
I found...
I moved way too quickly on that one. I apologize.
You did it. Do what you got to do. So then I found this handsome gentleman.
This was
and
a lot
then there's
scarier
also a guy in the glass.
Fucking hell, dude. Why? Holy shit. That just happened.
So we found a Michael Myers because it was around Halloween. It was after Halloween, but there was still some Halloween stuff up around town. So
I couldn't get an angle where there wasn't.
The lighting was hot garbage.
Immense glare from everything.
I mean, it was night, and there was every business had lights on and the street lights. But anyways, we got a picture with Michael Myers.
Not all of these pictures are Hodag exclusive.
We had a trip.
Yeah, and it was a good time.
Was a great time.
You'll see one of these
pictures
later,
and you can take the ride with us.
Yes, exactly. You'll see one of these later where it has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but it was a cool picture.
We already showed them fish on a plate that we were eating. We've already shown them nothing to do with the Hodag multiple times. I think we've shown them 4 Hodags out of 12 pictures.
That's a good point.
Deal with it, people. Look at this bitch. Pin the stash on the douche. That guy's got a stash.
Yes.
I mean, he's got a beard, so it doesn't count. But
this
was at a brewery downtown, which was awesome.
Yeah. So it must not have been 9 o'clock because they still were serving.
That's what I'm saying. I think we left there just after 8, and then we had a little bit of time. The other place had been closed, but
I think we shut this place down. Though,
we did shut this place down because that's how we fucking roll.
Yeah, because
we shut bars down in Wisconsin at 9 o'clock when they close.
If they close at 9 o'clock, I can close that bar down.
We will take care of business.
If it closes after 9 o'clock, jury's out.
That's 9:30. It's past my bedtime.
Way past my bedtime.
So, anyways, this place was kind of wonky. So, first off, this place is supposed to have a Hodag. It's on the Chamber's map.
Yes.
There's a picture of said Hodag. We walked into the bar and we're looking around like 2 fucking douchebags, which is why we took this picture. We're like, well, this fits.
Yep.
And we're meandering around the house or the building, and people are kind of looking at us, and they're like, "Hey, can we get you guys a beer?" And we're like, "Yeah, because We want beer.
I first said to the very nice waitress, I said, we're
Slash
Hodag
probably
hunting.
Owner.
Possibly.
Oh, no, the owner they had the lady on the video that just bought the place.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, so not the owner. But, yeah.
I walked up to her and said,
She was staring
we're
at
on
us.
a mission. I'm Hodag hunting. And she was like, what?
Which, FYI, we said that to other people, and they're like, awesome, yeah, like, but she was, like, lost in the world. Like, they got $50,000 worth of Hodag merchandise. They got Hodags on all their beers. Like, she knows what a Hodag hunter is, and she's looking at me like she's lost.
I just think she maybe didn't expect the statement of, I'm not here for a beer. I'm Hodag hunting.
That's fair.
I think that's what just sort of
I just think she should be ready for that at all times.
Absolutely. You're in Rhinelander.
Yeah. Get with the program.
Figure
Awesome
your
woman
life
who
out.
gave us beer.
She gave us fantastic beer.
Beer
too.
was great. The root beer was also good.
Yeah, you had a hard
I had
root
a
beer.
hard root beer, which would be real hard not to get hammered on because it tasted like root beer.
Yeah, it went down.
And it went down way too good.
You say root beer weird.
Root beer, because it's a root.
But when you say it fast,
Root beer.
you're not saying it fast.
Root beer.
When you said it in a
beer.
sentence, listen, I'll go back and cut it and like plop it in.
Root beer.
It was easily
Root beer.
a root beer. Like a root beer.
Root beer.
Root beer.
Root beer.
He turned super country.
Bound to get down looking like that shit, y'all.
And we're demonetized.
From all the cash we had coming in.
Look,
Why, Jesus? Why?
we could have gotten tens of cents
Do you really? I felt like that seems high.
eventually.
Cents. We could have got cents
Maybe.
if we put an ad in that we charged them before telling them it was a better show than it is.
Listen, you're not giving us enough credit. This is a fantastic show.
It is. The
Watched
viewers
by-
just haven't found us yet.
Watched by tens of...
Turk, how you doing out there?
Does she watch?
Yeah.
Nice. Hi, Turk.
I think she's seen the first one.
This is a follow-up.
This is a follow-up.
This is episode 1, part 2.
1.5.
Should I do that?
I don't know.
No.
You
we're
do
gonna.
whatever you want. Anyways,
that how this works?
We're at the bar.
Yes.
We said, hey, we're Hodag hunters. She looks at us blankly while selling all this merchandise that I'm pointing at in the next picture.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole wall of
Hodaginess.
Hodag / Bigfoot merchandise because it's still the Northern Woods.
Right.
Bigfoot still got some clout.
It's a thing.
But anyways, I'm holding that delicious root beer there.
Root beer.
Root beer is delicious when you put alcohol in it. So she looked at us and she said, oh, the Hodag's in the basement for the winter. And I said, yeah, she did say that.
Did she say that?
Yeah. And I said, what? And I was like, can we go see him? We want to get a photo with him. Yeah. And then after getting us beer, she admitted that they no longer had a Hodag.
I must have missed the first part.
You were drinking.
That's fair.
She said, we don't have it anymore. The guy who owns it took it back. And I was like, what? These are owned by people? I thought this was like an art fucking conglomerate that built all
My assumption
these.
going into this is the county or the city or the Chamber of Commerce owned them all and like contracted with the companies to just have them around.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. Kind of like if you go to like Madison, Wisconsin, they've got the cows everywhere.
Yes.
That are painted different colors and stuff. So it's gone.
Fucker's gone.
It's gone. So we were lied to blatantly. The chamber needs to update their website.
Update your shit, chamber.
What they did have was a picture of a Hodag.
That's not what this is.
That's just signs that say bro. These are the types of beer. So on deck they had Brodag, they had Dagwood Blonde, they had Sugar Plum Fairy, they had Tart Start, they had Ahoy Dag,
You do that so well.
and that's it.
Here's,
But there's the Hodag.
see in the bottom right, Keith is obstructing it at the moment.
Am I? Oh, here. Let me do this. Yeah. He's right there. He's right there. He's over my shoulder. He's eyeballing me. He's looking at that deer like it's delicious.
It's a pet Hodag on your shoulder, like a parrot.
Hello. I have no hand. Oh, that doesn't screw. Hello. Hello. Scratch on your head. So, that's actually one of the cooler looking Hodags that we saw.
I loved the way that the face, the horns and the yes, you're working it.
Okay.
The
face.
the facial like design
like
for him is
pointy eyes.
perfect in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's exactly right.
So, anyways, they drew that after they lost their Hodag, which, FYI, give the Hodag back. That place is awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know who has that Hodag. He's probably sitting in somebody's basement, but this place deserves
Give
a
it
Hodag.
back.
One, they were open till 9.
Yeah.
which I give them
unlike
credit
everything
for.
else on a Friday night.
On a Friday night.
It is fair that it's a
I get
weird
that
time
it's
to
dry,
visit.
but at least this place was open till 9.
Right? But it's also a weird time to visit. You know,
We're in their off season.
You're too early for it to be like the
Christmas.
snowmobiling, Christmassy, you know, Northwoods time, and it's too late in the year to be like the lake visitors and stuff like that. So I get it. It's probably mostly our fault, but I'm going to blame them anyways.
That's fair. I blame the chamber.
Mm-hmm. These were some of their beers.
Yep, they were delicious. I don't know what they're called.
Stuff and junk.
Stuff and junk.
Mm-hmm. This was just their bathroom, which I don't know why I left this in here, but it was just a
What
very.
are you taking a picture of? There's wood right there.
Yeah, that's what I was taking a picture of. Just how obnoxious. The
so like you couldn't see your
is.
face while
Yes.
you were like in the bathroom.
Correct.
I feel like
thought
that's
it was fairly.
That's a giant problem. That's not like I could.
Oh,
see
do you think
my
that's
face.
just me? Interesting. I didn't really think about that.
Interesting?
Huh. Okay, so this is a giant
it might
problem.
miss some of my hair, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, well, moving on. I learned something about myself.
Think about that.
Did not.
I mean, it's a low bar, but I don't think it wouldn't have been an issue for me. And I'm like 6'1". Like it's not like I'm super short, but you're very tall.
Super tall.
I'm not super tall.
Right. You said short.
I said it's not like I'm not super short. So it could be a problem for me.
These double negatives are fucking my brain. Anyways, moving right along.
Hodags! Ah! So this is another
We
bar
just
that
peeked the mic.
supposedly had Hodag inside the bar. We came to find out later, and we'll talk about it then, that there was a Hodag here that we could have seen this night,
Was/is.
but we didn't see it because it was dark out, and it wasn't in. We assumed it was in the bar.
Yes.
Again, another bar that was closed before 9 o'clock. But this was an outdoor, like, eatery area. Yeah. They were closed for a death in the family, so I take back my annoyance on that one. I did have something on the window that said that they had a death in the family, so I am sorry to that.
And
that actually looked like a place we wanted to check out, which, again, we didn't know that night because I didn't read the sign at night. We saw it the next day. But we did see that they had this totally enclosed outdoor patio area, and when we looked through the bars,
really cool looking. It would be
I
a
wanted to go there.
fantastic place for like a live band, like if it was nicer weather,
definitely.
like a live band, and you could definitely see that being like a party area for sure.
And so they had these Hodags hanging on the wall. And again, iPhone, I got to give you a little bit of props. This was pitch freaking blackout. Yeah. We did not. I think I put my camera on it, but I didn't do it. Like the light on my phone didn't do this. This was just the phone. So well done, iPhone.
Pretty impressive, Mr. iPhone man.
So those are like. What are those called? Those are like reliefs. Yeah. Those were nice. I liked those. I wish we could have seen them a little closer.
They're very cool looking.
They're well done.
They've got like a yellow background, and they're just like vertical depictions. Of
like I would say, again, like from growing up and spending a lot of time in that area, these are the kind of images of the Hodag I always remembered seeing. They were always wood reliefs of some kind. They weren't these statues. They probably didn't have those when I was younger. But like wood reliefs like this, where they kind of just partially came out of the wood, or paintings are what I'm used to seeing. And that's very much the image with the yellow and green is like, when I saw those, I was like, oh, that's iconic. That's what I was looking for.
Would have been nice if we could have gotten in to actually see them. But
yeah, but again, I mean, it's a good photo.
Yep. These were just some of the shops that we were walking past. I thought I deleted this, so we're just going to skip past.
I think we did that because so go back to that one real quick. So these wolf steps that are in the window, we thought were cool, but actually right next to this is a building that said they had Hodag there, and there was not a Hodag. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we were walking past it, and
we were walking past it. Again, we think the Hodag is probably inside the building. So I think it was like a museum.
Yes, like a natural history museum kind of thing.
And apparently we came to find out that there's like, is that the one that has like 4 or 5? I think that one just had 1 in it, but there's another museum that has like 4 or 5 in it, and they probably are in there, but they're closed for the season. Yep. They're going to open at Christmas, and we'll see.
Yeah, there was talk, and I don't know, it's just so fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like if it's fucking 6 degrees here. It was 6 degrees this morning when I woke up, and if it's that, and we're walking around in that shit.
Listen, you live in Wisconsin, man up.
No, I don't think I will.
It's Hodag season, bitches.
We can go back next summer.
All right, that's fair.
And then there were just
that was a cool drawing on the ground that Matthew liked.
Chalk.
There's no Hodag.
Ground. Yeah, just interesting. This was touristy moment for me.
Yeah.
And then this was the library? Is that
Yeah,
right?
I think this is the library, which we came to find out there was another one directly across the street from this that we did not see.
We got it the next morning.
It was in shadow, like it was in the underhang, but like literally 20 feet from where we're standing right now. And we were looking all over the place, but there was 2 that night that we walked right by and just missed. And they're this size. They're big.
There's no excuse other than it was pitch fucking black.
And they didn't have lights on them.
They could
This one had a light on it.
They could legitimately invest in some street lamps.
Yeah, it was pretty dark for it being downtown. But anyways, yeah, this was in front of the library. This one was about recycling. I don't remember what it said, but it says recycle.
Something recycle.
Something recycle. So it's murdering
Dag.
me. It's murdering me in this picture.
Yeah, it's definitely Monday.
And it's happy about it and looking away like, I don't see anything.
Right. This is probably the most psychopathic Hodag.
He's got like red. He does have the red eyes too. I don't think a lot of the other ones have had red eyes, did they?
I think they all had.
We'll see on the next one. I don't think they do.
I think the next one's me. Yeah.
Well, it's the
Me
same one.
leaning on the same one.
Look, he's touching it again. See what I'm saying?
It doesn't
You're
say
very
no touching.
handsy.
I like touching things.
All right.
I'm very
Don't
physical.
say that while you're holding onto the horn like that.
It's a good point. It's a little phallic, and
And you're happy about it.
well,
Oh, we can see the sign now. What does it say? RHI Deuce. That's one way to recycle.
reduce like
We got it.
Rhinelander.
Yeah, no,
right?
yeah, maybe. I don't
Okay.
know. Never mind. It's
I got
recycling.
nothing. It's a good looking Hodag.
It's a good looking Hodag.
Okay, here's one of the.
So when we first got to town, we were driving to the resort, and we looked to our left at an intersection. We're like, "Oh shit, there's one of the Hodags." It wasn't.
No, it was big, and we didn't really know exactly
Statuesque.
what we were looking for initially. And this was this is what we were thinking it was going to be.
Yeah, there was a big statue, and it turned out to be Bigfoot. And this place had several giant statues of different creatures. It had like
None of them were.
none
Hodag.
of them were Hodags. Like it had a good 20 creatures, like elephants and panthers and
There was a giraffe,
giraffes and Bigfoot, and no Hodag.
which is wild.
Yeah, I didn't understand
fucking
that.
wild.
They spent 40 grand on these things probably. They're right in Rhinelander, like
And they're
right in town.
fantastic. I mean,
and
look
they're
at this one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Super high. That thing is as tall as I am and bigger. And no Hodag.
No,
Unless there's one there and we didn't see it.
possible. Maybe there's one inside. The building was closed.
The building was closed.
The business was not open when we got
Yeah,
there.
this was at a business. It was like they did like
It was like a garden shop.
garden
wasn't it?
shop. Yeah, I think it was like a garden
Oh
store.
no, it was a
It's like a grocery store?
yeah, it was like a vegan food thing.
Okay. Like a market.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyways, this was cool.
yeah.
So we got some fun shots there.
It's just even weirder now that you think about it, with having all these statues out front.
I don't know. I didn't get that part of it, but we thought they were Hodags from 300 feet away. We came to find out we were
drove
wrong.
past.
That's me again. I'm very excited to meet him in person.
This was a very nice sculpture.
It's beautiful.
It's
I've seen these.
gorgeous,
So I've seen these before, but they're always like this. A company makes these and they make them in different sizes. And I've seen the small ones. I've seen ones that are like a couple feet tall that people put in like their gardens by their house and stuff. This thing's a solid
gnome.
6-7 feet tall. Like it's
bigger
huge.
than both of us.
Yeah, it was bigger than both of us. And it's leaning over. So then we went to breakfast the next morning. At,
So this was on our way to breakfast.
Yeah.
The
we had checked out of the hotel, not really knowing how to do that because nobody was around. The hotel was
office.
closed. The office, quote unquote, was closed. We just left our keys in the room and left it unlocked and left them a message.
I called her later in the day.
We ended up calling her later and she was like driving. She's like, "Hey, cool. I see you later. Bye." And we're like, "Okay."
The office line went to her cell phone
While she was driving.
while she was driving.
Which I mean, I get that, but it was just like, "Yeah, cool, bye." And I was like, "All right, I guess they're not worried about it."
Not particularly fussed.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're on our way to breakfast. We went
This
to
was breakfast.
the Rhinelander family
restaurant.
Yep, which was real good.
Yeah, the breakfast was
I want to
fantastic.
go there now. I'm starving for some reason tonight. I don't know what the deal is.
I'm a little peckish. I didn't take any pictures. Well, I did take pictures of the breakfast,
Yeah,
but
but we didn't
removed
we
them
didn't-
because of reasons. So we backtracked a little bit, and this was actually at a retirement home.
So we didn't backtrack. We went to this after breakfast, but it was behind the restaurant.
Right, we drove past
We
this,
backtracked,
and then we backtracked
on our driving.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So if you look past the tail of the Hodag in
particular
this,
Hodag, yeah.
the restaurant's right there.
Yep.
It's on the other side of those trees. But anyways, you drove back around. You can see this Hodag from the highway, and we didn't see that. We saw the thing that wasn't a Hodag,
Right.
but a block away at the next intersection was this
And
that you
they
could see.
literally removed trees so that you could see this. It was just, it was just over a bridge, and it was like you were coming up to an intersection. It's like you're not paying attention. You're trying to focus on driving.
Yeah, sure.
It's like,
Did you see that from the earlier photo? I was really paying attention.
right. Listen, I'm giving you an out. So this one's like Captain America-y, I guess.
Yeah, it's American Hodag.
Yeah.
It's a good old boy.
There's another American Hodag later on as well.
There's a real American Hodag. Real American Hodag. Hodag. Anyways.
Jesus. I think this is the nope, we took another one. Rawr.
Yeah, that's an angry I'm being an angry Hodag.
He's playful. Rawr.
Yeah, you're not touching it this time. I think it was raining real hard right now.
Yes.
And you were just trying, like, I'm not taking my hands out of my
I'm
pockets.
not entirely sure you even put the Jeep in park. It might have still been rolling
forward
in the back.
and then we're running. That's fair.
We did that a couple of times.
Yeah, we did.
We
it was
like
fucking pouring
yes. And I just had the sweatshirt. I didn't have like a rain jacket.
Yeah, my vest helped a lot. The shirt I had was kind of water
logged.
No, it actually sheared it a little bit, and then the vest was great for that. But you were in a hoodie.
This was just a regular
old
idea. Yeah. I didn't really think that through at all.
No.
And then what was the name of the?
This is a grocery store.
Triggs.
Yeah, this is Triggs grocery store.
Apparently, it's like a big chain up in northern Wisconsin.
I don't know if it's a chain, but it's a huge grocery store, and it was a mini mall.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a mini mall attached to this thing.
So you got to remember, this is like northern Wisconsin.
It's cold as fuck.
Cold as fuck, and snow everywhere. Like when it gets into winter, they probably have 6 feet of snow up there, like Buffalo does right now.
I mean, it's a lot. But so we're actually at the corner of the store, and right to the right of this flower area that has the Hodag like propped up there beautifully on top of it is a door that goes to just like a 12-foot wide or 15-foot wide concrete and glass hallway, and it's just stores. It's like a mall.
It's storefronts inside of a hallway.
Yeah, it's very much like a mall plaza, but you're inside and it's just a straight line. It's not like you're walking through a mall with big stores. It's literally just a straight line with stores on the right-hand side and outside on your left, but it's sealed.
And everything was closed, unfortunately.
And
it was Saturday morning.
And we were lied to blatantly because it said they had Caribou coffee in there. There were signs everywhere, and I got no Caribou coffee.
Mm-hmm. But you know what was open?
What was open?
Not this. This is just
That's
another picture
Hodag.
of the Hodag.
He was open.
For business.
It's open for business.
You know what was open? Let's try this again.
The liquor store. Because you can't buy liquor after 9, but you can buy liquor before 8.
Yes. Apparently, there's no
the cutoff starts. Maybe you can buy liquor at 9:05. I don't know how this works, but
this might have been the biggest.
This is the biggest
liquor store thingy, and it's just attached to the supermarket.
Just
it's like
it had
it's like
its own
the liquor.
entrance.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like the store's liquor section
department, but it's a separate store.
But this was so big, y'all.
It's the size of a Menards.
Yes.
Look at this. This goes on for miles. Yeah. How much did that wood cost?
Right?
The wood ceiling this place alone.
This building was fucking gorgeous.
Also, how much liquor is it? Like dollar value.
How
much do they have sitting on the shelves in there?
Let's just say this is clearly Wisconsin.
Yes. I mean, how are they selling enough liquor to warrant a building this size? This is crazy.
Fucking massive. I think Keith's just in love.
Your
face is in front of your face,
dancing around.
Yeah, sorry. Reacting.
We were
dancing. Frolicking.
Yeah, we wanted to have a need for alcohol. We didn't need it. We had bought some the night before.
It's just an incredible building. And neither one of us was expecting it. We were walking. We were looking for the Caribou coffee.
We were looking for the lie.
And
apparently this place took after the chamber.
And this place is just open at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
On a Saturday. So after we left the supermarket, we started
following the chamber's map.
Right, and this is where it started coming into its own, at least a little bit, because
a little while
we were locating specific options for finding, but most of the places on this list were closed at the time.
Yes, but we're like, we're gonna pull. Let's go check it out anyway. See if we can
this
see
was
it through a
the
window.
credit union.
This is the credit union.
And so Keith.
So there's this guy right here.
Acting it out, and then
there's this guy right here, and then inside there, and I'm pointing at it.
Yes.
Is a Hodag, and it's another little one, which I like. I like the little ones. Those are kind of my favorites.
Right. They just remind you of like a statue, like a.
It is a statue.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just.
That's fair. It is. It's exactly a
What
statue.
does it remind you of?
I was gonna say like the spirit things that you see.
Is that totem?
Yes. Thank you. A totem. That is the.
One of these on a totem
like
would
asshole.
be cool at the top.
Yes. Like propped up on a time
I
leg
guarantee there was a totem. That should be something we look for. I guarantee there's a totem out there.
somewhere.
I remember totems all over the place when I was up there. So that would be something I could see on the top of a totem pole.
Fair enough.
All right.
So this is inside the credit union, and then there
Oh,
is
yes.
a Hodag store.
The Hodag store was nice. Not only was the Hodag store nice, one, it was cool.
open.
It was open, and the owner was really nice guy who actually spent some time to talk to us. So here's the thing. Chamber. Your website's hot garbage. It looks beautiful.
Yes.
It does not work. I even found the website that built your website, and they promote your website on their websites as to how nice of a website they can build, but apparently they can't keep an update a website because it needs a ton of work.
For all we know, maybe it's completely out of their hands and it's just maintained by the
I'm not
chamber.
happy. So anyways, there's supposed to be a map that you can download on the chamber website that shows all the locations.
You cannot.
It does not work. When you click on that link, it just takes you back to the goddamn homepage. Fix the link. I even pulled down the code and opened it up because I do web design, and it's not even right in there. Like, I couldn't even find it. Yeah, I'm going to use quotes on web design. But I've been doing web design for like 15 years. I can pull down the code. This is not an issue. And it is hot garbage up in there. And so it doesn't work. But anyways, I asked this guy, and I was like, hey, you own a Hodag store.
Maybe you know where the Hodags
You
are.
sell Hodag things. Do you have a map that shows all the locations? And he was like, yeah, no. And then he goes, I think I have one. I was like, you need to sell those.
Yes. I mean, this is
I
clearly
would have
a
paid you
missed opportunity.
$20 for it. Like, for a piece of paper, like, he might sell them now because we had a long conversation about it. And he's like, yeah, I have one somewhere. He's like, I can't find it. I'm like, this should be on your shelf. Of all the shit that you sell here, sell a piece of paper for 15 or $20.
You say all of the shit he literally had everything. And
Everything you could possibly put a Hodag on, in, or about.
and other things too. Like they
had other shit too.
He had like
Wisconsin stuff too.
he had like hardware, like wrenches and stuff in the back.
Oh yeah. So like
That
part of the store was just like a tool store, like old Wisconsin tool store. Like, but anyways,
it was a cool place.
They had a lot of books in there. 100%. Of all the places we went, I'd recommend this place and maybe the restaurant. Those are the two, and the brewery. Those
Everything else was an experience of the hunt. You know,
yeah,
just
exactly.
walking around. And
where else did we go on that second date? I think that
we went
bar.
to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh yeah, that was good. No, the bar we went to was decent too.
Oh,
We haven't got to that yet. But
yeah.
listen,
We accidentally footsied, and he broke my foot.
listen. Hey, you had it coming. So, anyways, I do also really like the outside of this place. They've got these wood carving. I like those. We found some of the ones that we find. So there's a bunch here. We are not counting all. We counted this place as one Hodag find, even though they actually had like 4 or 5 good actual Hodag statues outside. Look at that. I can see 3 of them in this picture.
Well, the one up on the roof and
Yeah,
they're all
this place is. And so the guy who did the tagging, let's say the spray paint art on this van, also does one of the ones we're going to see later that he did on a fence at a bar.
Yep. Which the bar was way the fuck out of the way. That was the one that was the furthest away from everything.
Even, when we came to find out, it wasn't that far. Like, we went back into town, we were right by this credit union. Yeah. We went a roundabout way because we had to hit like dealerships and some other places.
That's fair.
When you say way out of town, it was just like 6 minutes. I think it was 7 minutes.
Yeah, but it was also it was like a dead end area.
It was
out
in the middle. It was by the water.
Locks of the water. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was it was a cool place. It was a nice drive, but it was definitely the furthest out of the way.
Yeah. So, and this is the bathroom of the Hodag store.
Which Keith took this picture. I didn't actually go in the bathroom, but that's a really cool relief. Those are nice.
Yeah, that was well done. They went all out on the Hodag here. Like, it's everywhere and it's on everything, and it wasn't like stupid, crazy expensive for things. It was definitely
completely reasonable.
You know, merchandisey, but like Hodag vodka,
which we bought the Hodag
moonshine. They had a Hodag moonshine that we also bought.
We had that.
Tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, no, it was real bad.
Don't buy that. Try the vodka next time.
Buy it if you're looking for like a souvenir, but don't drink it.
Yeah, it was not like a good quality.
It was.
It's rubbing alcohol.
I mean, you probably could have started a bonfire with it.
Oh, yeah.
It is moonshine.
Yeah.
There
it is. It's a Hodag moonshine slash rubbing alcohol.
/ fire starter.
Yeah, it took more time to make that sticker than it took to make that moonshine.
Absolutely.
So
this is some of the, like, they just had all sorts of plushies.
But the plushies, if you notice on this wall, and we're going to talk about almost all of these plushies at some point in time, like the Mothman is in there, the ghost squiggly leg guys are in there, the Dogman is in there.
These are all things that I would imagine Dark is intimately familiar with.
Yeah, so this is like, these are all like cryptids or some kind of mystery thing. So that was a really cool wall.
And then up at the top, you'll notice some really nice toilet paper holders.
Yeah, there's an alligator, there's a duck, there's a dog, and there's a moose, I believe. Quality. And a bunch of really cool books about Wisconsin and hauntings or Wisconsin and cryptids.
They had a spectacular selection of different books for just about every cryptid that you could think of. And like, this was ground zero for
Hodag.
your kind of shop.
Oh yeah, I thought this was great.
We were there for an hour,
We were there
hour
for
and
a
a half.
while. Yeah. So this is the map of the United States with a zoom in of the map of the Wisconsin area. And every one of those pins are people that have been to the store and put a pin in from where they were located. So I put one in from Chicago area, and you put one in
from New Orleans as well. I did Madison and I did Lodi in New Orleans. So
yeah.
If I remember the markings correctly, this was a relatively new map.
It is. It's only a few months. It says on there, June 3rd, 2022,
which was
when it was installed. So it's less than a year old, and it's already, like, you can't, if you're in the Wisconsin area, you can't put a pin in. No. Like,
which makes sense. But I mean,
like the whole map is filled.
And they had Europe, they had other parts of the world, and they were all like, I had no idea this many people
went to Rhinelander,
Wisconsin,
to their not updated website.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, you guys could make a fucking killing off that shit.
10 minutes and update that shit.
Well, just print the fucking map.
Oh, that too. Oh, the map thing is driving me nuts.
And then
hey, we found another Hodag.
This was at the
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
It's actually next to the Dunkin'. I don't remember what the business was here, but it's out by the road. It's got a little plate. It's like a schoolhouse one.
Very red eyes.
That one, but the other one had yellow eyes with red. They're not all the same. This one does have hardcore red eyes, though.
Yeah, this would creep the fuck out of me if that was it.
Yeah, his smile is a little bit more sinister, and the red helps with that. I like that maybe only the one paw is kind of on top of the log. The other one's back a little bit. It's a good one. I like this one.
I remember it raining aggressively during this one.
Yeah, so we looked at this at the right time, I think. Or no. Did we go get coffee first? And it was we went and got coffee first, and if we had taken the picture first, we would have been better off.
And we parked in front of this, and then we had to walk
our car's right behind it.
You know, I mean, it wasn't a long walk, but we walked over to Dunkin' Donuts, got coffee, and when we walked back, it was fucking pouring. This was Rhinelander. You need to fix your climate. That's what you really need to work on. But yeah, there's another nice one. And then we changed it up. There was. This is the side view.
This is the side view. So we didn't take side views of all of them, but I tried to get some side views because they actually, like, they all kind of look very similar from the front, but the sides, they all have, like, their own motif.
Yeah.
Can we pause this?
It is possible, yeah. I mean, I can just cut out whatever we don't want.
Okay.
Do you need to?
I gotta pee.
Okay. Well, pause.
Okay. Click off, pal.
Okay. Unpause.
We're not going to pause.
Fuck.
Anyways.
Click it. Click it, yo.
Hey, it worked. Oh, the ice arena.
I wish we could play the video because we actually...
We will put the video on YouTube. We'll put the video on YouTube. You can watch it. Or Facebook. You can watch it on the Facebook page.
Or Discord or...
Twitter?
No, that's it.
Okay, just those two. Fuck Twitter. So inside here, there's two.
We only counted it as one.
We only counted it as one, but... This one actually has the most badass of all of them everywhere, including a real one.
Yeah. I fucking wish we could have seen it in action.
I guarantee. So cool. First off, I bet if you do a YouTube search, they've got a video of it. Like they've have to. So this is the ice skating arena. It's where their local hockey teams play and stuff. So right inside the door, they had this guy who it's kind of hard to tell, but he actually has a hole in his back, so he is fragile.
He's been hit by pucks.
Yeah, I guarantee. But this one was pretty cool. Do we have another one of you?
You're fucking touching it.
I'm not actually. So it looks like I am. So I have my arms like this, and I'm doing this, and I'm not touching it.
You're talking shit right now.
No, I'm 100% not. I specifically did not touch it. I just did this.
I'm very much touching it.
And you're like grabbing up on the horn again. Mm-hmm. You're very handsy with the horns.
Listen, maybe.
Yeah, I remember doing that too. I was like, and then I didn't actually touch it.
Fucking asshole.
But after this, we walked in, and in the corner, huge, got to be 10 foot by 10 foot.
Fuck. It was only on the video.
Yeah, it was only we only did a video of it because you couldn't see it. Yep. So 10 foot by 10 foot, 12 foot by 12 foot corner. When they score a goal, there's a big cave, and the cave opens up, and a fucking 10-foot tall Hodag head comes out with red eyes and smoke and snarls, and fucking goes off, and it's badass looking. So you definitely have to check out the video on Facebook that we're gonna post. You won't see that happen, but you can see the Hodag.
I'll look for the actual link on YouTube.
That'd be
see
cool.
If I can.
Let's see if we can find it. There's got to be somebody that videotaped a game and has that thing going off. Like, it's fucking awesome.
And then immediately following the ice hockey arena, we went to the local YMCA.
YMCA.
Hold on, one more time.
YMCA. So I did the YMCA. Very nice. Yeah. Did the YMCA next to him. You can see my belly. Enjoy. Take that home.
That is some nice belly.
There's a good belly going on there. And then I decided to fight it. It was Mortal Kombat with my left leg. So I am not left-legged, and so I could not lift my leg that high. But if I did right leg, you'd just be staring at my butt. So I had to do left leg from the direction we were going.
I took a lot of pictures of him struggling.
Yeah, just trying to go up on my right leg because I'm right-handed, so it should have gone the other way.
I
just did some of this action.
Was like sitting in front of it, so.
And then
that's quality.
And then Matthew's like, time for fisticuffs, which we discussed doing fisticuffs, but at least you have pants on.
Yes, I do.
They're not shorts. They're not Dookie shorts. They're Dookie pants.
Correct. They are full of Dookie.
Yeah, he's got the high ground, Anakin.
I will jump. I will force jump. All up in that shit. And then I don't remember where we went.
Where did we go after this?
Was this the car dealership?
Might be a car dealership. Yep, car dealership. So we found the Packer one. This car dealership had 2 inside, so it was the only other place that had.
I was not expecting
multiple that were the like real ones. Mm-hmm. There were other places like the store had 10 of them, but they weren't these fiberglass ones.
Correct. Yeah.
So they had a Packer one, and they had the lumberjack one. Again, I'm not touching it. I'm hovering.
You're doing a very good Keanu Reeves impression. He's well known for that. Like he never touches anybody because he's like an upstanding and
him and me. Like, look at this motherfucker right here. This lumberjack outfit on. I like this one. This was a good one. I actually liked him a lot.
Probably my favorite. Like just
of these.
Just there's no backstory on this one. It's just a really cool lumberjack looking one.
Yeah, it's got the forest on the bottom. He's got the old school saw and hatchet and
just a good look.
Yeah, that was a good one. The Packer one was cool too, but I did
for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's Packers. Yeah. But this one was cool, and I was kind of surprised to see 2 of them inside this dealership. Yeah. And then after that, we went to.
There's the Packer one.
There's the Packer one. So, yeah, this is a good one. That's cool.
And it's cool that they put the helmet on the horn.
On the horn.
That was a nice
instead of like doing like a huge helmet or something. Yeah.
He's wearing a Hodag jersey.
So it's hard to see, but in the bottom right of that, it actually tells you all the championships. It's written, it's painted in all the dates.
Sorry, that's kind of. I could have focused in on that a little bit.
It's not that big. I'm just pointing it out. So this little guy, next to it, there was a parts store.
Yeah, like a high-end custom parts store. You know,
they were technically part of. Like there was 2 dealerships there, and these guys are kind of attached to the dealerships.
Toyota or Honda?
Chevy. I think it was Chevy.
Oh, okay.
So we go inside and we don't really see anything.
Sorry, Chevy. We should probably shout you out correctly.
Only if you send me cash.
Fair.
So
or a car. We
kind of were meandering through there and didn't see anything, and then this guy walks up to us and is like, "Hey, what's going on?"
He was fucking making coffee or something.
Yeah, he came out of the bathroom with a cup of coffee, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" We're like, "Well, we're looking for a Hodag," and he's like, "Oh, follow me." So, and one of the big things that we actually had a pretty good conversation with this guy. He's not from there, but he thinks the Hodag thing is pretty cool too. And this was in like their waiting area. So like if you're getting service done, there's a little waiting area and you can see like some toys in the background for a kid's room. But he said, yeah, it's kind of blown up in the last week. Is that why you're here? Apparently the Hodag was...
it was like a race or something?
No. So the Hodag won high school mascot of the country.
Oh, that's right.
So it's the #1 mascot in the country. And so actually right after we did our thing, a bunch of people sent us thing. Hey, did you find out that? I'm like, yep.
So now everybody knows about Hodag.
Everybody knows about Hodag. So apparently they've had a bunch of people coming in looking for it like a week prior to this. So he wasn't too surprised, but he did talk to us about it for quite a bit. So this was another one of the smaller ones. I don't know what they were going for on this look. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I mean,
it's like emerald, green, and black. His eyes are yellow and red, and his nose. But
it kind of looks puppy dog like. You know, it's not the same make.
Ferocious looking.
I feel like this is a different person.
I don't know. It's the same design though. I'm like, it's holding onto a log. It's got
the face is completely different.
I know, but it's the same base. Like they're made by the same group. It might be a different artist, but it's made by the same group, I think.
That's fair.
So where do we go after this? This one. Oh,
this is the bar.
So this is the bar, and this is the same one that was
Spencer's
made.
Den.
Spencer's Den, which again we're not open, sadly, or we would have probably gone in.
Right.
But it's the same guy that did the truck and stuff at the Hodag store.
Correct. We took a couple of pictures here.
Yeah, I'm just.
He's very good at the rar.
Hanging out with the Hodag. Rar. Me and him are raring. Rar. Rar. And now I'm pointing at my hat, which is this hat, because it has a Hodag on it.
He doesn't.
You probably can't see because it's green screen.
Correct. Whoa.
Oh, so this was another one that the guy from the Hodag store told us about.
You never would have seen this one otherwise.
Never in a million years. So you cannot see it, but the glass above my head, which is stained glass, has a Hodag in it with a spear through it. Like it's out of like a fucking old school, Old
Zion
Testament.
Presbyterian.
Yeah, the Zion Presbyterian Church. And on
like a real church.
Yeah. But like they actually have like stuff about the Hodag in their church lore. And it's in the stained glass and on the ground in the concrete. So there's a Hodag right in the concrete there, and I think another one.
Yeah, there were several. Yeah.
But there was other animals too. Like the Hodag was mixed in with other animals on the concrete.
Not like local animals, like elephants and stuff, like I think there was a giraffe and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, it was
a weird
interesting.
It's a nice little zoo out front.
Yeah.
And then we were driving for.
There
was another one that we knew about, and we happened to drive past this one, and I think you looked out the window.
This was a real estate office as well, or an insurance agent, and there's 3 of them here. We counted this as one. But there's 3 of them here, and these are another like wood carving out of this tree. And
this was not on any list that we found.
No,
this is we happened to.
We just got lucky on this one too, and these were really cool. Yeah. I love the wood carved ones.
And the one at the bottom is really really well done.
It's like shaded, and there he is.
And then this is the one we were actually going towards.
That's the one we were going to, and this is at a school bus place.
Like where the buses stay and get serviced, I guess.
And that's another small one. We did not get out of the car for this one.
No, it was fucking pouring again.
It was pouring in that last picture too when we went to look at the wood.
To see this.
But it was facing like the road, and the road was far away, so we had to go into their parking lot and then like drive up and then walk across the lawn.
And almost die.
It was very wet.
And then we
finally made it to the chamber, which we had forgotten about.
You know what? I removed the video of us doing the
walk up.
The school, the university one. Remember? What was it called? The Nikolaev Area Technical College.
Technical College. So that one's not going to be in here.
Yeah. So that's a +1. I only took video of that one.
Yeah, we didn't have any still shots. But so anyways, this is the one. And again, we're going to post some of those videos. They're just us like walking up to see this thing and talking about how freaking ridiculously huge it is, which it is. I mean, I'm standing underneath its freaking claw.
I mean, this is probably 10 feet tall.
Yeah, it's 10 feet tall by 18 or 20 feet long, probably from tail to claw.
And we posted a picture of this during our first discussion about it. We had a picture of this.
It had Christmas presents on it.
And there was a gal sitting in front of it or something. So we knew it was large, but I really did not appreciate how big it is.
It's huge.
Fucking massive.
And this is the one that is fragile, let's say.
Yeah, and I totally leaned on it.
Emotionally.
Yes. And this is, I mean, probably the best looking one in the face.
Yeah, it's the best one. I mean, it should be. It's like somebody, like, this is a major, piece of art, I guess.
And then Keith touching, not touching it.
Yep. And then me pointing at my hat and pointing at it because it's the same one. It's actually the same design.
That you were pointing at your hat.
Yeah, it's literally the same
makes sense
exact.
I know it makes perfect sense,
He's got
but
the claw.
I thought we were just doing one of these.
It's exactly the same. Image. Like, over there. Mm-hmm. No, I was pointing at my hat.
And then it was raining a lot
There's
again.
Matthew leaning it into its mouth.
I didn't touch it. I don't believe.
No, your hands, because it's too wet. Your hands are in your pockets when it's really raining. You would have 100%. 100%. His eyes are. So this was another one that the guy told us about.
Yes, it's another mural.
So this is just like the history of Rhinelander in photo.
We actually drove past this. So this is next door to the credit union. Yeah. But we saw the credit union, and then we happened to talk to the guy after, and then we came back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's.
You zoom in right there on the bottom right. Picture, but, yeah. He's like, hey, I'm a Hodag.
He's a Hodag.
Around the 1880s. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's just chilling by the lake. That's the lake that he made, probably, from splashing on all those puddles.
Yep. Totes. And this is...
So this motherfucker, this is the one...
Evaded us.
We were the night before we were at that bar that someone had passed away and they were closed.
It was the one with the relief
and it had those yellow reliefs that we really liked. Well, apparently this is the one they were talking about, and it's outside the bar in the park area to the left, which is probably 50 feet away.
Yeah, I mean, it was close enough that if it was daytime, we would have caught it.
Well, yeah, because we saw it this time. We parked in front of the place again for whatever reason.
I think we were going to go for lunch.
We were going to go there for lunch. We didn't know that we thought they'd be open. And we're like, oh, maybe it's inside. We'll go check it out. And then we realized that someone had passed away and they were closed. And then we looked to our left and we're like, motherfucker. And it was right there.
Yeah. And that's why we look in the way that we are.
Yeah. Well, no, part of it, I'm looking the way I am, is because if you look at it, it doesn't have a motif. Everything, there's like the one from...
It's very basic.
Well, there's nothing on it. There's like the Packer one, or there's the
lumberjack one.
One. There's the recycling one. There's all these ones. This one's got nothing on it. Mm-hmm. This is the OG. I was disappointed.
Maybe it was. Maybe it is like the...
I was just disappointed at him. I was like, you did nothing. Look at this.
Sadness.
Hodag.
Extreme sadness.
Disappointment. Mm-hmm. Judgment.
Totes.
So, yeah. But anyways, we found you.
Mm-hmm. We got there in the end.
I think that's number 30.
29? Yeah.
29? What else you got? Oh, yeah. Forgot about this one.
We got the...
So
this isn't the one we were talking about that was across the street from the library, but this one is just down the street from the one that was across the street. So we happened to...
I thought that was the one that was across the street from
There's another one that we're...
Oh, okay. So this was like the veterans one, and I think this is outside of like a veterans place.
Yeah, like a VFW sort of
type of a
thing.
Place. Yeah. So that one was cool, but I can see why we didn't see that one because like those lights were not on the night before.
He had camo on.
Wow. Wow.
This is the Captain America one. There's a nice flag underneath.
Yeah, it's a really nice one, and it's black eyes.
Yeah.
Not the
definitely
red eyes.
Had a specific motif going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's like a closer upside
sweet camo with the flag and all that.
And it says dedicated to those who serve.
Yeah, I like how it's got the gray camo on all the teeth and horns, and then the green camo on the bottom.
It's very creative take on it.
Yeah, I like this one. That's in the bar.
Yes.
So this one's awesome. This one looks like the stuffed animal that they stapled to that log in the real photo.
This is definitely the most unique take compared to all the other ones, but also probably the most accurate
to the description. Like it's leopard-like. Yeah. It's got the horns. It's got the claws. The big a normal sized mouth, not like the super big smile mouth.
Yeah.
Like this looks like a creature that if I ran into the woods, I would not want to run it. I got peace. So. This was at a bar downtown. Bar was great. We had lunch there, had a beer, watched Wisconsin football. Badger football. There's a bunch of Badger fans in there, actually, which was weird. And, yeah, they had this in there, and that was really cool. Yep. It was not on the list.
Yeah, again, another one that's not on the list, and we just happened to walk in. And
we did count this one because it's fucking awesome.
Badass.
And it's big. This has got to be 4 or 5 feet long by like 18 to 2 feet tall. Yeah. Like it's a big thing up on the shelf. Sadly, there's a Miller Lite freaking sign behind it. Yeah. But it's really cool.
So that was the last Hodag. So that was 31. That's 31 that we count.
That's 30. 31 we don't have a picture of because you did a video only.
Okay.
The last one we found was at the Nikolaev
Area Technical
College. We'll post that video. It's another one of the cast.
That was earlier in the day. So, but yes, that'll be 31.
That was 31.
And then after that, we just happened to walk by a really cool tabletop game store.
Yep. I don't remember what it's called. You?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Cool tabletop game store, Rhinelander. Look it up.
Yep. It was right downtown.
Google that shit.
And it was, if you're in the market, there was a really awesome, I wish we'd remember the coffee place that was across the street too.
Coffee place across the street was fantastic. Yeah.
They had a really good coffee roast.
So we went to that bar that had the Hodag, and then we went to this store, and then we went and got a coffee before we headed home, and that coffee shop was really good.
We just drove home from there.
Yeah.
But it's a couple of pictures of...
This is a great store. I'm not a big tabletop game guy.
I bought a couple of board games, or a board game, and then an expansion pack.
But if I was, they had like 50 tables in there. Like, it was a nice shop.
So there's they
had 8 tables, but they had a lot of tables.
So like the seated tables for card games, and then the tables on the left there were for
the miniatures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The 40K miniatures and stuff like that. Yeah. It was a really well-designed store.
A lot of options.
Very nicely
knowledgeable owners / employees. Yep. And they had a handful. They had 6-8 people in there when we were in there just playing. So it was cool.
And then I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
That is going to be it. So we were told by the lying Chamber of Commerce that there was 31 of these.
Those lying bastards.
There were not 31 of them.
I guess technically there were a lot more because we didn't get all of the ones.
They were not 31 of the ones they were telling us about, but there are a ton. And I highly recommend if you're in the area, stop by, drive around. It's a great little town.
Probably start with the Hodag store because you kind of get an idea of, and the dude there was super knowledgeable.
He was fantastic.
Really into it. Like, he was dressed in green. Like
his hair was green.
And he had like Hodag tattoos and tattoos.
Yeah, no,
like, this dude lives Hodag in Rhinelander.
Yeah.
Totally into it.
And he can give you, even if you're not going to go out and find all 31 of them, he can give you a really good chunk of them. And some of the knots, like he was very much about like the actual Hodags that the businesses and stuff use, not the chamber ones. Yeah,
and he also had
the chamber one has these.
He was had interesting stories, like just the history of the Hodag. He was going to tell us all about it, and we said, we kind of know the basics, but
we got to go.
This is when we had our firewater in one hand, the Hodag.
Yeah.
We're like, we got to go drink this.
Yeah, we got things to do. Funny man, but no, he was great, and highly recommend stopping in there. That's the first place. Like we thought about going the first, but because we got there the night before, we kind of just started doing our rounds, and we were being relatively successful, so we just went with it. But I'm glad we did stop talking because we definitely found ones we would not have seen had we not talked to him. And there are so many more we didn't find. And
we wouldn't have known about the mural paintings and all that kind of stuff. The
glass.
That one was on the list, but we didn't know the backstory of the guy that painted the van and how he did all the.
Absolutely. Well, we wouldn't have found the church.
No, absolutely not.
That's for sure. And the wood one.
It a couple of times, I had no idea.
The wood one that the van was blocking. So and he actually told us about the one by Dunkin' Donuts as well, but that was on our list. But it was one of those.
And it was more obvious.
Yeah, it was. It was out by the road.
I don't think when
we did drive by it the night before, though.
I don't think we really appreciated like the size and like location and how they were supposed to be sitting.
Well, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
And they're not lit at night.
And they're not lit at night.
Which is probably the big one.
Yeah. So, anyways, we had a great trip outside of all the rain.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It would have been way nicer if it was decent weather. But even
the weather was
raining,
it was temperature-wise, I was fine with it. It just would have been nice if it wasn't pouring constantly.
Right.
But it's still we still found. Yeah. And our goal was to find 31 of them. I did not think we'd find 31 of them.
It was just a fun trip, and there was a lot of good food, interesting, just a pretty place, and the conversation we had with the guy, and then all the different locals and everything. It was a fantastic trip.
Absolutely.
A++ would recommend
Highly
Rhinelander,
recommend.
Wisconsin for the Hodag hunt.
Yes, and if you are under the age of 60, think about moving there because they need some help with that because their census is not looking great.
No. But either way, I mean, we're taking it from a very specific time frame. Maybe it gets a lot better during the the seasons.
Well,
where
their
it's more-
on season is probably fantastic there, but it doesn't help with people living there. But it does help with people coming in and spending money.
Fair enough.
So,
Any last thoughts on the Hodag? Do we want to revisit our rating of Hodag?
I don't think so. I think I was happy with my 5 that I gave it.
You gave it a 5.
You
I gave it a
6.
6.
And I'm basing it off the small version. I will say that if it looked like the one that was in the bar, the wood one, that might bump it up to a 6 or a 7. That thing looks ferocious.
Ferocious and just easily could tear you apart.
And to be fair, that's very, very much what the description of the original one is, not counting the stuffed animal they had stapled to the log that had the dead person under it.
Agreed. All right. That wraps this up. We may have a special coming out this week as well, but
Yeah, we might pop something up for the holiday,
subscribe or something.
or follow, or like, or share,
fuck
or ring
whatever
the
you
bell,
want.
bitches.
We're just.
I don't know what the bell is, but I hear other people say that.
Yeah. Well, I guess on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
YouTube.
bell would do it. I guess.
Well, you can
Subscribe
subscribe and ring the bell, and I don't know what the difference is. And I watch YouTube every day.
I guess the bell gives you notifications, like it will go to.
So
your
if I
phone.
subscribe, it doesn't give me notifications?
You can subscribe.
What's wrong with you, YouTube? Tell me what's going on.
They don't like us,
Bastards.
assholes.
Well,
All right, we're gonna wrap it up there.
you guys have a good day. Hopefully we see you on a special if we have time to film it. And we hope
But
that
if you
you're
don't hear us,
short stay dookie
for
free.
fuck's sake,
See you
happy
guys.
Thanksgiving, y'all.